in February of last year, in front of the Baton Rouge Business Report annual breakfast, which is about 1,000 people, I said we're going to try to do three things. I was going to try to do three things in Baton Rouge this year. First thing, most important thing, we're going to try to reduce the homicide rate. So myself and Mike Wampo work with me, contribute the necessary income. Other people followed. And I'm proud to announce today that in the 6 months, February, we started about 6 months for the last part of the year. Truce has been a major success. In 2017, from June to this point in December, we had 66 homicides. Today, we have 37, while still too many, almost in half. So the law enforcement, Sid Gotro, police chief, Killer Moore, I mean, when you see them, tell them thank you, because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So we achieved goal one. Goal two, we said we're going to give the people the opportunity to say if they wanted to raise their taxes for improved roads. But we're going to do it right. We weren't going to have a slush fund that some political body could spend on whatever they deem necessary, you know, new road to the duck camp or deer camp or whatever. No, that's not on the agenda. So actually the money that's being spent has to go to the roads, the 69 roads, I believe, that were on the website. So there is no choice. It's against the law to do something else. And I assure you there'll be a group that monitors, that makes sure everybody does the right thing. It's like Reagan said, we'll trust, but we're going to verify they do, right? So that was a big deal. So everybody got to choose, not some politician elected 5 years ago, whether they were going to get their taxes raised for, and I think that's the way things should be done. If I pay this, I want to get X. So number two, we were successful on. By the way, those were two things everybody said was impossible when I walked out of the room and laughed. Well, the possible just takes a little longer. Third thing I said, we're going to align LSU to be a great university so we can be a great city. I asked 4 people today, all LSU people, what does LSU want to be great at? Guess what they said? Football. Wow. Congratulations, y'all been paying attention. But we need to be great at other things besides football. Every great city has a great university. And not that we can be that university too, and that's our next goal to achieve. We talk about infrastructure, and I said I'd comment a little bit today on infrastructure, and people were amazed and shocked that our company committed to fund the bridge. So we decided to give it a name today. We're going to call it the Capitol Bridge instead of the bridge. We can't call it the new bridge. We already got one that's 51 years old that took that name, okay? So we're going to call it the Capitol Bridge. We're going to call it the Capitol Expressway. Capitol Expressway is going to run from I-10, it's going to loop all the way down to I-12. And we're going to have traffic moving that moves through Baton Rouge. It's going to move on the outside. Local traffic is going to end up going down the existing structures now. And we're going to look for the 5 parishes to contribute, and I believe that Baton Rouge has led the way, that these parishes are going to say, hey, we can do this as well. They just did it. We don't want to be left behind. We want to be part of it, and that's important. I think this year in the legislature on infrastructure, we'd like for them to vote. People in East Baton Rouge Parish voted 61% to say we're willing to pay a little bit more to have good roads. We would like the legislature this year to simply vote. Give the people the right to vote to increase the taxes for a series of new roads. A bridge in Lake Charles, a loop around Lafayette. Give the citizens of Louisiana a chance to say yeah or no. And you know what you're going to hear this year? Well, Jim, we can't do anything this year. It's an election year. Well, I think we ought to say, well, we can't do anything this year. We're not paying any taxes. It's an election year. No, you got to go do your job. okay? And that means go to work in the legislature every year. Now, I believe very strongly in letting the people decide rather than the legislature decide. Never more disappointed last year when the gasoline tax, we didn't even get a vote because they deemed there were not enough people were for it, so they didn't want the legislature representative to take a hard vote. Not going to comment on what I think about that. So look, now that we've had some success at allowing the people to lead their way, allowing people to make decisions of how they want their community, and not just about the infrastructure, more overwhelming, they said, hey, we want a place for people who have mental disabilities rather than in prison. 68% of the people said, yeah, we want to be that community. We want to be the community that cares for the less fortunate that can't help themselves. I mean, that was amazing. So Baton Rouge has chosen to lead the way in the state, to be the city we want to be. Now we want to have the state move forward and be the state we want to be.